All right, I believe Orange Sports Network. Such a time as this. It's Clemson Eve, and we're live from Vapor Nation, and we're excited. We've been waiting for this all year long, and it's finally here. And we're going to have football tomorrow. I feel like a kid on Christmas. So, got a lot going on, and I'm here with Mike.
Hello, guys.
And so we're doing a live show out here, and we're gonna also be doing one out at the arena. So, as we get started, let me just
That's going to be a live feed, right?
Live show.
It's going to be a live show, and we're going to have a watch party there. So just
have a watch party. I'll come down there and get on the watch the show, and we're going to eat some burgers, and we're going to watch the game right there in the arena, right over Lake Hartwell. So a little bit about what's going on. I mean, I Believe Orange has been growing like crazy. We had 4 sponsors come on this week. We had somebody renew.
Nice.
We had Golden Gate. They were trying to come into I Believe Orange, and I thought it was a scam, but their last name's Golden, and they're from San Francisco. Well, they lived in San Francisco, but they own a bunch of acres out there in Central, and it's parking space.
Really?
And I was over at Academy Sports. I ran a Tiger Town Transport, and they're going to be transporting people to and from the game. And so we're doing an Appalachian game there.
You also partnered with some people, too.
Yeah, we partnered with them. We partnered with Kia Vanderson.
Yep.
They're doing the Appalachian State game. We got two shows we're doing for that. And, Diamonds Direct renewed.
Right. And
Image Studios came on board today. I got so much going on, I can't keep up with it. Image Studios, Chris Sloan actually is the guy who travels with the band, and he's on the field. And he takes pictures of all the band members. Yep. And he's also got a logo business, and he can do logos and all. We've been sharing on Facebook. You go to our website. We put up a streaming commercial today. And it's popping, kicking, happening. We got a lot of stuff going on, and we're excited. And it felt like I got shot of a cannon this morning. I have not slowed down since I woke up this morning.
Second year with Brad with Vape Nation over here, which they've got a great location. Come over, Brad. Tell us a little bit about your location here. And so we're gonna
I'll do that.
Sub-squared.
I'm gonna step out and then step back in. I'm gonna try to do something real quick.
Tell us a little bit about you guys, what y'all do, and kind of go from there.
September 4th will be our 9th anniversary here in Anderson at 3708 Liberty Highway, right across from Best Buy next to Quality Pools. We've got the best selection and the best prices in the upstate on vapes.
Great location, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really a great location. I mean, Liberty, Sam's is behind them. You got Best Buy and you got Toyota, so you can't miss them on 29. So, yeah.
Yep, right out here, Clemson Boulevard and Liberty Highway. So, come see us. We're open every day and 10 to 9. And like I say, we got the best selection and the best prices in town. And if you sign up for our VIP program, you get an additional 10% off of everyday sale prices.
He's not going to tell you this, but he got some MAGA shirts out here, too. Oh, yeah. And they're good prices on that, too. So just give you a heads up.
Yeah, we got lots of Trump merch.
So just giving you a heads up on that. So just food for thought. But thanks for that. And
we'll call you back on a little bit.
All right, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're going to have some
game day picks. So it's finally here. It has been a day.
That's a good problem to have.
I mean, it's like we started having some problems, but that must be something good though.
Technical difficulty.
So, anyways, high noon tomorrow, and we got a game, and it should be a game that we play every year. It's a great matchup.
It's just a little game, right?
No, it's a big game, and I don't know why it's not prime time. They got Texas A&M and Notre Dame out there at College Station prime time, and I think this is going to be the better game. So, anyways,
no question.
Writing an article last night, and I was just thinking about the game and where we're at and what's going on this year and the all season. Of course, the Gator Bowl. Matt Luke came on board, the offensive coordinator, and basically we got an offensive line this year that we didn't have last year. They made a lot of improvements. We also got some weapons for Cade to work with.
We do.
We got Wesco. We got a bunch of guys back. I'm not really worried about the defense. They're solid. Our defense is even better than it was last year.
Offensive line looks much better.
Yeah.
Offensive line looks much better. They've made some big changes on that.
Yeah.
They're really just – I think they've stepped it up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's A lot of people don't realize that. I mean, it may not be the sexiest position. Everybody knows who the quarterback is, right?
Well, that was the whole argument last year. You're not giving him enough time.
85%
He's not having time to develop.
85% of football fans can't tell you who the right guard is, and they see the 75-yard touchdown pass and the 50-yard run, but they don't realize that a lot of times it's the block and
Exactly.
Cade not getting pressure. He had a lot of pressure last year.
He had a lot of pressure.
So Peter Woods, Sammy Brown's on.
Sammy Brown.
Sammy Brown's in town. Remember that name?
Actually,
I've been watching.
He's not. He's in Atlanta right now. But
I was actually passing the buses going out. You saw the video.
oh yeah.
That always gets me excited when I pass them on the highway. But Sammy Brown, Peter Woods, it's going to be an epic season.
So the question I have is, because you always have these certain people ask the question, do you think the NIL is going to affect? How do you think it's going to affect the Tigers?
I'm not too worried about that.
I'm not either. But you always have that one or two people that always ask the same questions.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to ask the question.
Well,
Do
I
you
mean,
think it's
college
gonna
sports
be-
is not where it was. It's become a business. It's become a major business.
It has.
It's changed everything. I mean, basically you can get out of high school and become a millionaire the next year. And so money's kind of ruling college football. I'm not too concerned about that. I mean, I don't think the pay system, like we always talk about the right guard and left guard and the center, have just as important position as the quarterback has. I think that there needs to be an equal pay system. If the quarterbacks get paid so much, there needs to be a pool that everybody evenly gets distributed. Because you don't realize the right guard and the center have just as an important job.
And
So
they're the unsung heroes.
Yeah.
sometimes.
So looking at the game, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think, basically, if Maffa has a good game, I think this game, when it comes down to offense, is going to go down to what Maffa does. If he has a good game, it's going to open up a lot
If it's a
of.
low-scoring game, it's going to be Clemson
If
side.
he can get 4 to 5 yards on the first, second down, it'll open up the playbook for Clemson.
Absolutely.
Give him a lot of different options. If he gets some yards and opens up some things, then we'll be able to open up the playbook, and I think that's going to really decide the game. I'm not too worried about defense. Their quarterback kind of reminds me of young Tom Brady.
Yes, a little bit. I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah, the way he's playing his
I don't
foot
know that
is-
he's quite earned that yet.
Yeah.
But I'll give you that a little bit.
So, anyways, Georgia's got one of the best offensive lines in the nation, but we got one of the best defenses in the nation.
Absolutely.
And
they're a deep team. They're a deep team. They've got great tradition. I hate them, but I respect them. There's a difference. And that's one of the things that I was actually going to mention too, is that what's neat about this rivalry here between Clemson and Georgia is that both teams really don't like each other, but they really have a great respect for each other.
great respect for each
And
other.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
You ask any Georgia fan, they actually really do respect Clemson, and vice versa.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
But there's no love.
I think
Don't
from a
misunderstand.
defensive standpoint, we're going to have to put a lot of pressure on Carson Beck.
Absolutely.
Because if we don't, we're going to have a long day. And if we can pressure him, keep him running. I hear he's been practicing a lot on the long ball. From what I understand from what Kirby Smart and them are saying, he's taking it pretty serious about improving this game. And he looked good last year. But we're going to put some pressure on him because if he's running around and has a lot of time, we could have a problem. And I think we just need to, the pass rush needs to be there. And I mean, just
agree.
like we were here last year, and we were like already thinking ahead Duke game to the next game, right?
Yep. Yeah,
And we ended up
we
4-4.
missed, for the record, we missed that.
Yeah, we missed that one. But what you got to watch out for, I think, the little things we got to do right. We got to get good punts off. We got to make field goals.
It's what you just said. It is the little things.
It's the little things. And
Because
most
the
importantly,
truth is 3 games were a score or 2 made a huge difference.
yeah, and
that was it.
most importantly, no turnovers.
Oh, absolutely.
No turnovers. So
Absolutely. I completely agree with you on that. How do you think Klubnik's going to look this year coming out? Do you think he's what's your take on that?
better than last year. There's more maturity. They're looking behind him as a leader. Will he ever be another Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence? I don't. But he just needs to be good.
He has to be
The
himself.
rest of the
Let's be
team
fair
needs to
about
play.
it.
He needs to be good. He doesn't need to be Trevor Lawrence.
That's correct.
If he plays good, we don't have turnovers and executes.
And he's got a quick release. I honestly think last year's issues, more so than anything else, was the offensive line wasn't giving him. He was getting pushed back a lot,
Right.
and there was some subtle changes that were made but those subtle changes were substantial changes, and they're not getting as pushed. Now that remains to be seen because this is the first game of the season coming up tomorrow, and we'll really find that out. But from everything that we've been seeing in the practices, that seems to be the case.
Right.
So we'll see. Tomorrow really will will determine a lot. But even so, we still look good. And then we got a question for you all: is what's your take on the Georgia Tech Florida State game?
Well, I was watching the game, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking ahead, of course. I see the big picture most of the time, and I'm thinking ahead. Florida State needs to win. I want them to be undefeated when they play us. But I just, for the life of me, could not pull for Florida State.
Oh, absolutely.
And I didn't expect Georgia Tech to win. The quarterback looked really good. So who knows if Florida State's the same Florida State they were last year? I don't think so. They lost a lot of people. I mean, they came in ranked, what, 10th?
Yeah, they lost.
And that's not going to happen again.
Right. They lost so many players they can't possibly be.
I mean,
it was the best team money could buy.
Yeah, I mean, we got Georgia, we got Ohio State, we got Oregon at number 3. The most interesting thing for me about the teams out there right now is Nick Saban's gone, the GOAT. Whether you like Alabama or not,
You can't. You can't.
I'm
take
just
that
curious
from
of
him.
where
He is that.
where Bama's going to end up.
I don't even
If
care.
they'll even make the playoffs. Now they've got them ranked ahead of Clemson, of course.
Well, yeah, because he's Alabama. Just by the name alone, they're going to do that for right now. But that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because we don't mind that. I remember there was a time that we won the national championship. We weren't even ranked. So
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to be
that
the
was
guy
fine.
that came in behind him and put on his shoes. But we'll see. And I know
Or
how
Clemson.
Bama fans are.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
They're not gonna take anything less than a national championship.
We're okay. We're okay. That's
Well, I remember when Clemson lost to Alabama and they came back and they got off the USP airport and you got all these fans waiting for them. And then when Clemson beat Alabama, they shut them down in Tuscaloosa, about 14 people out there.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a Clemson fan and an Alabama fan.
Well, I'm not going to quite go there, but you are. There's probably some truth in that.
But no, I see us, and we're going to do picks a little bit later. But I see us in playoffs this year. And when they first started talking about 12-game playoffs, I was like, I'm not really sure about this. But then now, the more I think about it, of course, I want more football. But you remember the UFC team that went undefeated for 2 years and didn't get in, and then you have somebody like a Coastal Carolina that may go undefeated or something. It gives the guy on the outside a chance to get in. But also, if you're in the mix, you're not sitting there like I was a couple times when Clemson got in. They picked 3 teams, they ain't picked Clemson yet. You're sweating bullets, and then all of a sudden they either do or they don't. Like they didn't pick Georgia last year. Remember that?
Right.
That
right.
was crazy.
Well, that was a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want to say.
No, they picked Alabama
Say
over
what you
FSU.
say what you want to say. Florida State, that was 13-0, didn't get picked. And personally, I think that was unjust.
Yeah, and that was sad because
And
then everybody went in.
Because that's the whole thing. And then you can argue about the bowl game and everything, but it suddenly the players were totally deflated and they just said, the heck with it. If we can't go here, it's not worth it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that, but that's the NIL, and that's the problem you run with that situation. And that's the dilemma that you have there. So, I agree. There's some things, but overall, I think Clemson looks good. I think it's going to be a much better team. I think that I think they learned a lot. That I told you earlier before we started the show, the UNC game really turned Clemson around.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. It turned them around. It was little things. We said that earlier. It was little things. It was a block here. It was whatever. It was just little things that you couldn't quite put a finger on, but you could tell it was there. And they just gelled in that game. Yeah. They just gelled.
Well, the Gator Bowl. I mean, the way we came back.
Gator Bowl. But let's talk about that. Well, the Gator Bowl, they fought from start to finish. They fought that game all the way through.
Cade got a lot more protection.
He did.
He had the new offensive line coach came aboard.
Yes.
And just the way we came back. That was the day my mom died. That was for her.
I remember. Yep.
And this was for you, Mom. I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss her this year. It's the first season without my mom, and I'm gonna miss the texts and the good texts and the bad texts. Like, what the heck's going on in Clemson? Or way to go! And I'm gonna miss that this year. So it would be great to go down.
So you text me.
Huh? We do that anyway.
That's true.
It doesn't even have to be a football game. But yeah, Who would you rather play than the number one team in the nation starting out? I don't care. I mean, you got to be the best. You got to beat the best. Let's go ahead and play Georgia.
I'm all for it.
I got a good feeling toward it. I don't want to jinx it, but I got a good feeling toward it. I think it's gonna be a close game.
It's going to be a very tough fight. Clemson and Georgia are always
It's a great rivalry.
it's always a nail biter. It's always a nail biter. It's always tough. And even last year's game was it was a low.
Well, I
I was.
well, we should have beat
Is
them.
that what it was?
You talking about last 2 years ago when we played them?
Was it 2 years?
Yeah, we played them in
was
an
10.
opening game.
Yeah.
And
It was 10.
DJ was playing. That was 3 years ago. DJ was playing with us, and it came down to a pick six.
Yeah.
There were no offensive touchdowns scored in that game. Defense was solid. That pick six was a 10 to
It was 10-3.
10-3.
10-3,
Yeah, 10-3.
That's what it was.
So yeah, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're gonna see a 30-point game. I don't think it's gonna. I'll give my prediction. I've already got it in my mind, but I think it's gonna be a defensive game. There's gonna be a couple of long plays they break, but it's not gonna be an offensive run over defense.
No.
You got two solid defenses, and I don't see Georgia lightening up on our defense. I mean, they may get lucky and get 67-yard touchdown, break one. We just got to keep the pressure on the quarterback. We need to block good, basic stuff, simple stuff.
It goes back to the fundamentals.
And
Really
I want to see some of the new receivers. And so, we went spring game. We got to see that Pyramid. We got to see a little bit with him.
Pyramid looked good.
He looked really good.
Pyramid
He
looked
stood
good.
out beyond anybody.
I mean, and again, that's Brad and I were talking about that earlier, and that's who was he playing against per se? Okay, I don't know because we all don't know that stuff ahead of time. Who was Clemson playing? Well, obviously Clemson was playing against first strings. So that's not exactly a fair analogy per se, but he did look good. And what's good about that is that puts pressure on your starters, which is a good thing. I don't care what anybody says. That's a good thing. That's always is a good thing right there. So, so let's get them in here. Let's have some talk about some stuff and then talk about
talk about their business. Don't do that again. I'm gonna come back with the pick.
And
All right.
well, let's go back and watch your step because
Okay.
because I apologize to you. You have to keep going. Again, we're at Vape Nation. Again, we talked about it earlier, but tell us a little bit. And you got a great selection. I'll tell you that for you right now. So
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff on sale. The biggest thing we got going right now is the Geek Bar Pulse. I've got them $16.99 each or two for $26.99. A lot of my competitors are selling these for $20, $25 each. You can get two here at Vapor Nation for $26.99.
which is a great price.
And also, like I say, with your VIP card, you get an extra 10% off most of the prices here in the store, other than like a big sale like that. But you actually do get 10% off of the $16.99 price.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, Geek Bars is our top seller. But we've got anything you can think of. And then right next door, I have the Green Room, which is a smoke shop. And we've got a lot of products in there. But, yeah, just happy to be here 9 years on September 4th.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that'll be our 9-year anniversary. And I don't know, it's going to be a special time, especially tomorrow at the game.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
I figured it out. Keep going.
All right.
I figured this out.
So, anything you want to add?
Well, no, I'm coming back on. I was just getting some technical stuff done.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll do picks a little bit. Y'all can't talk about me.
No, I just
I'm coming here talking. I'm just trying to. I've got this figured
where you were
out.
trying to go with it, and go from that aspect. So then let's talk about our picks, and we're going to go from there.
Okay.
All right.
You want to get on? I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
come on.
I'll figure out the Facebook thing.
That's later. So who we got? Who we want to talk about?
There.
Now, introduce yourself to everybody. Get over here. Watch out for the cord. I apologize to you.
I'm Bradley. I'm his son.
Yeah, he works for me here, and when he's not going to school.
Where you go to school?
Go to Anderson Christian over here on Liberty
Oh.
Highway.
Nice.
Hey,
Hey, how you
Very
doing?
good.
Doing good.
Very
Made it.
So what year are you?
Yeah.
I'm a senior this year.
High five.
Senior. It's a big
Yeah.
time.
Where are you going
Going
to
through some
school?
changes.
Uh, Erskine. I'm going to go to Erskine for pre-law.
Nice.
He's doing a great job. He's in honors. Very proud of him.
Very cool.
He's a great kid.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got lucky with this one.
Well, we've been doing it. We're about to get
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. But so you come here and help out.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Good.
He earns extra money, after school. And he does have a lot of extracurricular activities.
He's
He
young,
plays basketball, volleyball, and he does a lot with his church.
Awesome.
So Brad, you
Great kid.
tell how you got into this business?
Yeah,
Basically, I mean,
I was a
for
heavy
health reasons.
smoker
Yeah.
since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I went to the dentist, and he said, if you don't stop smoking, you're going to lose all your teeth.
you need your
So
teeth
I went
pretty
to a
important.
vape shop, one of the first vape shops here in town, and I bought a vape, and it worked. And so, it was a product that I can believe in. And I think that's why I've been successful, because I do believe
You
in the
gotta believe
product.
in your product, yeah.
And I've been 9 years smoke free.
9 years, that's great.
Absolutely.
My mom did the same thing. She smoked for years and quit, started vaping and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a healthier alternative.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
No
I mean,
question
nothing's
about it.
perfect, but it is so much
Yeah.
safer than smoking cigarettes.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
That's the thing that always kills me is that you have the other people on the other side. Oh, and you're like, versus the alternative. Are you serious?
Right.
Really?
yeah.
So,
You never know. I mean,
You can't please everybody.
People
Always
say, oh, it's worse than smoking, but okay, well, show me those statistics then. 'cause
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really adding up.
And all that
You know,
stuff.
It does. It does.
so I know I feel much better, and I still got my teeth.
So let's get one more over here.
We're gonna do
And,
it.
and let's see if we can scoot you in here, and we'll get one more guy in here. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
We squeeze.
All right, I believe our Sports Nation.
We gonna
How
get.
y'all doing? I'm back.
We go.
I'm the only guy that doesn't have orange on, but I got a Paul.
He's got
That's
a
right.
Paul. It's okay.
$75 shirt just for this show.
Tell us what you got. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go one step at a
So
time.
yeah, we had a little, trickle here with the Florida State Georgia game and Colorado. Did you see them last night?
I missed it.
They looked kind of rough in the beginning. They came back and won. So Deion Sanders and the team, they won last night. They were making a roll about this time last year. So what I'm getting at is this is really, in my opinion, this is Clemson Eve. And tomorrow is Christmas.
It's
Football Christmas for me. And so anyways, we got all the games that really, everybody's playing tomorrow and we're really into the season. And then we kind of want to slow down because we're going through the summer and it kind of just drags along. And then we finally get football. We've been waiting on it. It's like, slow down. Let's enjoy the moment.
absolutely.
And so, of course, we're going to pick like we always do. We never pick against Clemson, right?
I'm not going to.
All right. So the first game we got is number 14 Clemson versus number 1 Georgia. Vegas has changed now. Last night they had them 11.5. Somebody said they had a 12.5 today.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the stock market; it goes up and down. I think that's a little crazy.
I do too.
So
First of all, it's going to be a low scoring game.
I believe that. I believe it's going to be a low scoring game.
And I think that myself, 17-14 is pretty efficient.
Yeah.
It's pretty fair. I'm going to give it to Clemson. I bleed orange. So
Oh, yeah.
there you have it. But that's my prediction is 17-14. I think it's
believe
going to be very low.
Yeah.
And if it's a high scoring game, it's going to be in our favor. But I just don't think it will be.
I think Moffitt's going to have a good game,
I think so too.
and I think that's going to be the key. I think he's going to, I think he'll get 150 yards or more. Honestly, I think if he stays healthy, he's going to be the key factor for
What do you think?
offense. I'm finished yet.
Oh, sorry.
I'm finished. I ain't done
I
the score
figured
yet.
you'd run that one up in a minute. We're going to save
I
you
ain't
the
done my
last.
pick yet.
I'm going to save you the last.
So I think at halftime it's going to be a close game. I think at halftime it's going to be tied. And I think it's going to be back and forth, a lot of punts. I think there are going to be some plays that are going to break. I think Moffitt's going to break a long one. I think Georgia get lucky and get a long pass, 7-yard touchdown, something like that. I think in the fourth quarter it's going to be tied.
Tied.
Yeah.
Really?
Mark my word on it's going to go down to the end on a field goal, and Clemson's going to win.
I mean,
And I just think I think we've learned from what happened last year against Duke because we should have won that game. There were 4 games. You learn more from defeat than you can victory.
without a doubt.
And there were 4 games last year that we should have won. Florida State was one of them, and that Duke
Yeah,
game
it
was
was.
just heartbreaking. We all left here. We're talking about national championships. I woke up the next day, I had a football hangover.
Right. Yeah.
I cannot argue that.
It was so bad.
Yeah, it was bad, and I keep the turnovers down. Do the simple things like make field goals, no turnovers, and make good punts. Get
Block.
field position. And I'm picking Clemson 2017, and I hate nail
So you got a
hate nail biters when it's Clemson. I always wanted a blowout, but we're playing Georgia. But I think Clemson's going to win it 2017. I think they'll go down last minute. Yeah.
What do you think, Brad? Jim?
2017 is actually a pretty good pick. I like that.
So you're going with
I think-
2017.
I think Georgia's going to win, actually, believe it or not. I don't know, number 1 versus 14. I hope not, but statistically, statistically looking at it. I think it's going to be close, though.
I think preseason rankings are kind of meaningless, honestly.
Yeah.
Now we all
I
know
agree.
Georgia's a good team,
Sure they are.
but I think both teams are going to score some points. I got like 31-27.
So he's got a blowout.
Clemson.
I mean, he's got a big score here.
I think they're going to move the ball.
Yeah.
Anytime you got over 50 points, that's a big score. That's a lot. That's a
Well,
lot
I think the
for
biggest
you guys.
improvement. I want to see the offense.
I agree.
Right.
And we saw a little bit, but we got some new weapons that we didn't have in the Gator Bowl.
That
We
is
saw
true.
a little bit of better block, better pass protection in the Gator Bowl, and a little bit more explosiveness in that fourth quarter. That fourth quarter was epic. I mean, I don't think I sat down. I think I looked.
So we got 3 Clemsons and 1 Georgia over here.
I'll do an exorcism on him later.
All right.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right. So who else you got?
All right, we got Miami versus Florida, 2 Florida teams in the South. Miami's ranked 19. They're talking big things about Miami, but they've done that before. Florida, back 2009-10, they had a really good team.
Where's that game
They've
at?
had some problems with switching coaches every couple of years.
Where's that game at?
I think it's in Florida.
It's at the Swamp.
It's at Swamp. It's not in Miami.
Okay.
Home field advantage.
That's 3 points right there.
2.5 is what Vegas has got.
2.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Florida on
I
that.
believe that's a 3:30 game.
I'm gonna go with Florida on that.
Okay.
That's me. But probably.
I'm going to pull for Florida. I don't know.
Oh, I can't. I got to pull for Miami on that.
I'm
one.
just not a big
But,
Miami guy.
but I just think Florida's going to probably pull out, and I think it's a home field advantage.
Mhm.
That's
Okay. Well, I mean, it's Vegas 2.5, so it's not that big of a spread.
Kind of a toss up.
That's
Yeah.
all sudden.
if you have to pick, who's it going to be?
I would pick Miami.
Miami.
It's a big rivalry game for them.
It is.
I mean,
I don't
Florida.
really like Florida.
Yeah,
Really, I don't like.
I don't like either team.
the
Really.
U. I mean, all that stuff that went on back in the day.
Yeah.
The criminals and the Catholics. Remember that?
Yeah.
There's some stuff going on there. Some people went to jail, but let's don't get into all that. Any other thoughts on that?
I got Florida.
Yeah,
Florida,
Florida.
okay.
Got
I
Florida.
got a
over
buddy
here.
that loves Florida. And Florida's going to get
All right. I remember when Clemson played Texas A&M. I'm getting the next game. And
You hadn't told us about Miami Florida game.
Miami, even though I don't like football.
You think Miami's going to just blow
Yeah,
them
I'm
out
sorry. I think maybe a touchdown.
by a touchdown? Okay.
Yeah, they're talking big on Miami. We'll see. They got them ranked 19th. So College Station, Texas A&M. Notre Dame is playing at Texas A&M. That is a heck of a place to play.
What time is that game?
It's going to be 180 degrees. This is a night game. It's still going to be 180 degrees.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, them guys are crazy. They get out there in the heat, man. It's hot out there.
Which
They-
that right there gives Texas A&M a little bit of an
Oh,
advantage.
they'll give
without
Clemson
a
fans
doubt.
a run for their money.
Oh,
They're crazy.
Yeah, I remember a great game at Valley playing Texas.
Kelly
A&M by
Bryant.
1 point.
Kelly Bryant, and then they put Trevor in. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
And everybody, Kelly did okay, and then Trevor came in there to start lighting it up as a freshman. All right, so Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Texas A&M, they got ranked 20th. Notre Dame 7. Home field advantage, first game of the season. I'm calling an upset. I'm gonna pick Texas A&M by 10, 30-20.
I also think Texas A&M, but I think by a touchdown.
Yeah, that's gonna be an upset.
I think Notre Dame is overrated at 7.
They're
I
always
think
ranked.
Texas A&M is going to smoke.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's got that little Ohio
That's
State thing
3
going on.
for
They're
Texas
always
A&M.
overrated.
That's 4 for Texas A&M.
Wow,
Notre Dame's always overrated.
that's a run on the table. On
I think they got it by a
Texas A&M.
touchdown.
Yeah,
they're
they're
gonna
going to
smoke.
redo their rankings.
All right,
They
so-
will.
I got you.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
It's all right.
How y'all doing tonight? Good. Just
All
talking about football.
Football. It's Clemson Eve, guys. Oh, Lord. Don't give him a discount.
Charge
Everybody
him-
gets a
Charge
discount.
10% extra there.
No.
It's all good, man. You got to have competition. That's what makes it great.
It is.
Hey, if everybody's on the same team, would be the point, right?
Right.
So,
Who you got next?
all right, we got US. And this is the game that I thought, well, USC and LSU. USC is 23 versus LSU. Looks like they're playing in Death Valley. 13 LSU, 4.5 is what Vegas has got for LSU. LSU lost the Heisman Trophy quarterback. I'm not sold on USC, California. I haven't been in a while. And I got LSU. Yeah, they're right there. I've got LSU
Do you?
beaten by
What do you think?
by 3 touchdowns.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Interesting here because watch this one because I think that it's going to be the other way, and I think that
Really?
USC is going to win it by 10
Okay. I don't know why you think that.
because I think they're a better team.
Okay.
I think they're a better team, and they'll prove it. Now, it doesn't mean I'm a USC fan. I'm not.
Yeah.
But again, we had it last year, and all of a sudden USC just kept winning games.
Yeah.
And they just started. So I think that LSU this is a rebuilding year for them. Will they come along? Sure.
Mhm.
But I think that that's going to be a very good game.
I might bet you on that game on the table.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I bet lunch.
I don't know. USC lost the number 1 drafted quarterback, right? Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams.
I just don't think the Pac-12 stacks up against the SEC.
No,
All
I don't
right,
think
do
so.
I
not
think
disagree with
LSU's got. I think they got it.
Yeah, I think so too.
that. To be fair, I'm just going to point this out here. I won't be upset about that.
Right.
Either way. Okay, I won't. So we got 2 for LSU and 1 for USC.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we talked about a little bit. It's brought up a thing, and I think we need to kind of talk about it because we didn't touch on it earlier, and I think we touched on it last year before it even really happened. And guess who? No, this is nothing. But geographically, I can't wrap my head around this because it's the ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference, and guess who is coming to town in 1st of October or the end of September? I think it's last week. It says they're in Stanford.
Really?
And then, we're playing Stanford. And then, we don't play, we're not playing SMU this year, or we're not playing California, but they're in the ACC, and they're playing in the ACC now. They're ACC teams this year, and we're playing Stanford. Will we have the home field advantage against Stanford? I think so.
Yeah,
Coming all the way up from
probably.
the West Coast. But from a fan standpoint and from a geographical standpoint, it doesn't make a lot of sense for Clemson fans to get in a plane and fly all the way over to California to watch a game in Stanford or California, or even
That
SMU, which is near
is the
Dallas.
entire argument about this whole.
Yeah, which brings up something else.
Yeah, I bet it does.
2 lawsuits, FSU and Clemson, to get out of the ACC.
Well, not to get out of the ACC per se, about the rights of films.
Rites of passage,
Right.
which is
That's-
basically the longest
Which is
legal.
later about that.
You ever looked into all that stuff? That's crazy. They even signed this. 30 years. It's a bunch of legal
No,
mumbo
I haven't looked
jumbo.
into it. No.
But
Well, Clemson clearly won it.
it's 30 years though. You don't sign any contract unless you're buying a house for 30 years.
I would agree with that.
And that ain't gonna happen this year. It's people like, yeah, what's gonna happen? I said it could be 2 years out because it's a legal system. They did win. Clemson did win an argument to have the case done in Pickens County.
Yep.
Instead of North Carolina. That gives them an advantage because the ACC's out of North Carolina. But who knows? I mean, who knows what the future looks like? I mean, we're going to be in the SEC. Personally, I would rather be in the SEC than the 10, Pac-10. Big Ten, I
Of
mean.
course.
Yeah, who wants to go up to Ohio State, Michigan, all that stuff? SEC's strong in football.
No, quick.
And
no
most of
argument.
them are
No
Southeast
argument.
teams, man.
Well, but the whole argument is the loss really of about $7 million per school.
Yeah.
That's the argument.
Yeah.
It's basically is that the ACC is paying on average about $13 million, where the other schools getting around $20 million.
Yeah, and
That
and the major
as
TV
their
contracts,
whole
they
argument is that they're saying, yeah, but that's suddenly we don't have a competitive edge, and that's significant.
Yeah,
That's very significant.
yeah, it comes down to money.
It,
And,
it comes down to
But
money.
the bottom line is that we
Always comes down to
win.
money.
We win our games and we win out. Now even if we lose the game, we got a chance to make the playoffs. And that was the whole argument about when we were winning the national championship. Y'all play a cupcake schedule. Everybody we played that was good, we beat.
Right.
We had Trevor and Deshaun. So I don't know. It'd be nice to have Georgia, LSU.
I remember playing LSU. I remember playing Georgia. I remember playing Notre Dame, Ohio State. I remember playing a lot of these schools. That they're
No, I'm talking about SEC teams. It'd be nice to have them on the schedule.
Right. We played Texas A&M.
Yeah.
We played Auburn. I mean, so,
Alabama would be nice to have. I mean, then they can say they've had Alabama and Georgia, LSU.
I think we've earned our stripes.
Huh?
I think we've earned our stripes.
Ole Miss.
Sure.
Ole Miss is ranked 6th. They're pretty good this year. So
Again,
Yeah.
preseason, it's kind of hard to argue that stuff.
just win the game in front of you.
That's it.
Ask
That's-
Carolina about that when they played the Citadel back about 4 years ago.
Well, that's hard.
And made the old ball coach quit.
It's funny. I remember where I was when 9/11. I remember when Elvis got shot.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Elvis died. I'm sorry. And I remember where I was when I heard it on the radio. I gone in Little Caesars in Woodruff, South Carolina. I was coming out and got in the car, and they're just Citadel's upset. And I just started laughing, going home. Any Carolina.
I have to
fans.
say, I don't remember where I was.
Yeah.
Got to say.
But so anyhow, football is upon us, and we're excited. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a noon game. They say it's not a home field advantage, but it's in
So,
Georgia.
Again, where are we tomorrow?
Huh?
Where are we
We're
tomorrow?
Clemson Marina,
Clemson
10
Marina.
o'clock, 10 a.m., and then I'm gonna stay and watch the game there.
So
Be looking.
be a watch party there.
They're going to have
Sounds
a
like
10
fun.
out of it rains. I don't think it's going to rain. It's going to be like 90 degrees. I think we'll wear shorts.
Oh, yeah.
For the show. We got a couple people going. We got a photographer coming down, and
So it'll be a good time.
we got Stevie on the guitar. We'll play Star Spangled Banner. It'd be a great back shot. I mean, because you can actually see Lake Hartwell where they're positioned. You can actually see the back where it says Clemson on the upper deck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be able to see that. It's been great backdrop. Great backdrop. Be hot though.
Yeah.
And
We're used to it. We live in the South.
Yeah.
yeah, we had that was Jessica. She visited from the hotel chain. She's the marketing manager.
Nice.
They want to do a show, so
Nice.
appreciate her coming by. And what else? What are we looking at? Looking at 37 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, just go Tigers. We're
Go
ready
Tigers.
for it. Ready
Where
for
y'all
the
watching
game.
the game at?
I'm going to be watching it from my swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
Nothing wrong with
You
that.
can, you can do that in September, late August.
Right.
It felt like football about a week ago, right?
No,
2 weeks ago.
no.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it did.
it
I
felt
went.
like-
it was
I went for some early morning walks.
Okay, fair enough.
It was a
It felt
fake
pretty
fall,
good.
yeah.
It was a fake fall. Well, they do that every year.
Yeah.
You're walking at
Yeah.
70 degrees. It's like 68 degrees in the morning, high of 80, no humidity.
It won't
Lord,
be
I've
that way
been running
tomorrow.
around. Huh?
It won't be that way tomorrow.
Well, they're going to be indoors. So.
That's true. Yes.
Right.
Hey, I remember being at the Texas A&M game. I believe it was 2018, 2019. Hottest game ever at Death Valley. We're sitting on the 50-yard line, sun coming in. My phone overheated, a little temperature thing.
Oh, yeah.
on.
Been there, done that.
Sweating. It was like 98 degrees, 97, 98 that game. And we just left at halftime. Friend had a van, and we were watching the van.
I don't blame
You
you.
ever been to a Death Valley game? You can't enjoy it. It's just
Yeah.
like we played that. I'm not a big summer dude. We played that golf thing for the Orange and White. We sponsored it. You wouldn't think that 18 holes would wear you out. I got home, I was beat, man. We played 18 holes in 98-degree weather. So the Heat's going to lead us next week, actually. And we got the Appalachian State game, which is a 8 o'clock game.
Which Appalachian State's a pretty good little
We'll
team.
talk about that.
Yeah, Appalachian State's a good little team.
That could be a trigger game. What do you call it? A trip game.
Yes, good.
Appalachian State has knocked off some real good teams
They
over
have.
the years.
they have. I don't think they will. But
What I love about it is it's the first home game and it's at night.
yes,
Because something about a night game is just more electric, especially if you're there.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be tailgating we're going to be at Golden Gate. You want to come down and tailgate?
when is that going to
We're
be?
doing a show at the Golden Gate Central.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Tiger Town is going to transport us to the game and back. We're going to do a show out there. So, yeah. So it gives you a whole day to tailgate and have fun. And then it's a night game. They start playing We Will Rock You by Queen, and then they run down the hill, and they do that little fourth quarter thing where he does his pep speech. The strength coach, I forgot his name. That's epic.
Yeah.
And then you can't go to sleep about 4 o'clock in the morning, but it's all good. It's football season. 3 or 4 hours sleep during football season, I'm good.
Well, you guys come by here. We're back again.
Come on here to the Vape Nation. These guys are great. They do it better than anybody else in town.
No question. They got
Yeah.
a great supply, and just
They do it right.
because they've been here a long time now, and great location, and again, good selection of just about anything you need. So they'll take care of you. Great service too. These guys do a good. They do.
You said you're open 7 days a week except on holidays.
Yeah, we're only closed 3 times a year: Thanksgiving, Christmas, and
I
Easter.
forgot her name, the redhead.
Elise.
Leash, yeah.
Yeah.
Come see her. She's a real person. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have great staff, very
Great staff.
knowledgeable staff, fast, friendly service. We get you in and out of here, or if you got questions, we're willing to take time for that too. So
Go
come
Tigers,
see
all
us.
right? All right.
Go Tigers! Woo!
Y'all want to, y'all come to the Tiger chant here when we end this.
He came in with a Georgia shirt.
Oh, we got a Georgia guy in here. He
Charge
can't-
him extra.
No,
They charge you extra to get on camera. They just-
they don't charge him extra.
Sure. I've been seeing I've been seeing a lot of Georgia fans in Anderson.
I told you that.
There's
a
a
lot
good- there's
of
a
a lot
section of
of a lot of people like Georgia here. I mean,
Yeah.
because we're right by it.
You're
Georgia. I mean-
right on the border,
Right.
so it makes sense.
I don't dislike Georgia.
I don't
just
dislike Georgia
I
either.
just want
I just
the
dislike them
Tigers to
tomorrow.
win. You know. Yeah.
I just dislike them tomorrow. Like I say, that's the one thing I love about Georgia. Georgia fans and Clemson fans really do hate each other, but they really do respect each other's programs. That's a fact. That's when you talk to fans. I got a good friend of mine that since days in high school. I've known him for, I'm old, so 40 years, but longer. But and he's always been a Georgia fan. But he
It's a great robbery.
he respects Clemson, and I respect Georgia, but he despises Clemson as much as I despise.
I mean, you go back to Vince Dooley days.
But it's a great rivalry.
Vince Dooley days, the Herschel Walker days,
Right.
the 1981 championship,
Right.
and they won the national championship with Herschel Walker.
And when he became
Never-
a Cowboy, I was a huge
Yeah.
fan of him.
Herschel Walker, the Cowboys.
Right.
Herschel Walker finally gave C.D. Lamb some money.
Right.
I was about to choke Jerry Jones.
Right.
Like, look, you're the most valuable team in the NFL. Give him his money.
So anyway,
He wanted to make him sweat.
So, anyways, yeah, that was a great rivalry back in the '80s, man, and I think they need to play more often. I mean, you got some pretty solid Georgia fans, you got solid Clemson fans, and it's not that far. You got
No, it's
South
not,
Carolina.
actually.
Yeah,
it's
they need to play more, and
I don't know how far it is as a crow flies, but it's not far at all.
yeah,
It's not far.
yeah.
So let's do the chant. Let's rock it up. Let's
Anything
rock
else
it
y'all
up.
want to say?
I will
Anybody
say, my dad took me to one Clemson game when I was a kid, and it was Clemson versus Georgia.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
There you
Herschel
go.
Walker playing?
It was 1985.
Driving to Atlanta, get the game tomorrow.
All right.
Hey,
Awesome, man. Good luck, man.
Be safe.
Good
Be
luck.
safe, all
man.
jokes.
Be safe. Yeah.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. You come back, we'll teach you the Tiger chant. We'll get you on next year. But no, Herschel Walker. Yeah, we'll bet on that. But no, I mean Herschel
That's what I'm
Walker's
talking about.
argumentatively probably one of the best college players ever.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm just astounded that he never scored a touchdown on Clemson.
That's fine.
We played him a couple times, never did. Even the year he won a Heisman
tell you
Trophy,
that.
he didn't do
He'll
it.
tell you that.
He'll tell you that.
He'll tell you
We
that.
stopped him both times we played him.
And believe me, he wanted to score. But it just is. It's a knockdown, drag out. I remember when I went to Clemson, and I remember back in the day, dude, it was the game after the game. I mean, because that was brawls afterwards.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. And it was, it was always after the fact. There was always those going on, and then when they quit playing each other, it was like, and then I'm driving down the road, and I'd see a house divided, Clemson, Georgia, and I'm like, really? I could at least live with Carolina, Clemson, but I can't live with that one. That's just like, no, can't
Oh,
have
man.
that. Nah, that's terrible.
There's some houses divided around.
Yeah, my girl likes the shame Cox.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's all right.
yeah.
It's all good.
My daughter does too.
Can't all pull for the same team. Can't all be in the
Right.
winning team.
It all be wonders.
So such a time as this, Clemson Eve again at Vape Nation. It's gonna be an epic year.
It is.
It's already a lot of stuff's going on. I'm excited, a lot of momentum. And so anyways, I could talk forever.
Lead us off.
All right. Tiger Nation, I Bleed Orange Sports Network. Are y'all ready to end this? Live from Vape Nation. We're going to sign off.
All
We're
right.
going to start the season. We're going to do it with a Tiger chant. Are y'all ready? CLEMSONRTIGERS. Fight Tigers, fight Tigers, fight Tigers, fight! Go Tigers! Woo! I bleed on, baby! Get them, get the dogs, go beat.